Hello, yes, Sandeep, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can hear you, sir.
How are you, Sandeep? How are you doing today?
I'm doing fine, sir.
It's finally very good to see you. And before even I start talking about anything, just a quick note, as I said, that I'll be recording this. Uh,
Yes, yes,
it shouldn't take much time, but I'll be just recording for the reference of future details. So just wanted to highlight even before I speak anything.
yes, yes.
All right, perfect. Again, Sandeep, a very big congratulations even before I talk about anything and get your thoughts. Very big congratulations on getting to the job which you have been aiming for. This session could be like a quick 15-20 minute session, but just the idea should be very informal. I really like the way on how you approached and how you've been able to accelerate your journey through the program and been able to get through what you wanted to. I just wanted to have a quick candid conversation with you to understand a couple of things, mainly about what was the reason why you chose this, what was your path, what was your journey, just to think about and inspire long tenure of individuals who are aiming for a similar thing in their career. So before I know I bombarded you with a lot of questions, I know
Yes.
you had a busy day, so I hope that works.
Yeah. So I started my MBA with the aim of becoming consultant, and I also joined this management consulting course from Jobaaj, which is the same course that I want to become a management consultant in the future. And the reason behind choosing my supply chain management is because my BTech is in civil engineering and my work was also in the infrastructure industry. So the company was also requiring that kind of candidate who have
Mm-hmm.
2 to 3 years of experience in infrastructure or supply chain or manufacturing. So I was fit according to infrastructure there. So they told me according to that. So they went to the process. So I approached to the HR on the LinkedIn and through referrals, and so I get connected to them. I wrote the cover letter that you provided me because of your cover letter, your CV, your proper LinkedIn profile. I was able to get to this profile because the HR also checked my profile, LinkedIn profile, and I have updated till that time because of you only. And all thanks to you for cover letter, CV, and the one-on-one session. Like I took around 15 one-on-one session with you, and every one-on-one session was very useful for me. I would say I would never attend such one-on-one session even in my MBA program. They don't have one-on-one session program in MBA university. So it was
Good.
really helpful.
Good to know, Sandeep, that those were helpful. And the idea on why I do this is again because I do it with all my heart and I just want to contribute to what I know. You touched base upon how your supply chain was connected to what you did in the past. For people who would be listening to this for the first time, how would you define in simplified term like what exactly a supply chain consultant would do?
The supply chain, like the procuring of material to the final delivery, it requires from planning to the final execution. If you say the planning, then we do surveying, then we do
Mm.
procuring, then we do the implementation part, then the final delivery of the project. So this is the whole supply chain process that we follow in whole industry, let's say manufacturing industries, infrastructure industry. So all of these it is a similar process, only the content is different. They work on machinery part and we work on the structure part. So only
Mm.
the material is different, the way is different, but cycle is same. So that's why both are relatable.
Got it. And if I were to simplify this, as a consultant, you would be responsible to optimize the process, look for
Yes.
where are the possible efficiencies, how you can generate more using what you already have. Makes a lot of sense, Sandeep. And to be honest, this is one of a growing field in India, and seeing someone such aspirational coming to this field and opting for it is again inspirational. Because when I see people who are aiming for consulting, ideally, I see people maybe they'll have some kind of a fancy background, like they did some kind of BCom from Shriram or top colleges, or they are top rank CA holders. But seeing someone making their way into consulting with your background is going to be inspirational because you did your civil engineering, which is
Yes, sir.
non-conventional, what I call to consulting.
Yes, and
Then
that's why
you
it was
did
hard for me to
exactly,
get till now.
exactly. Exactly.
Yes,
And I think one of the thing which I liked most about you is the passion, because I think that is where you have been able to find that small niche in supply chain. Because whenever I talk to people, I always talk about this one very important thing. You have to draw parallels. You have to figure out what area in consulting is made for you, because consulting itself is very broad. So it's very good to see that you have been able to identify these things, able to relate those things. You said that you were able to find the job you connected with HR. So I know one of the biggest challenge which consulting companies or individuals searching for consultant role face today is figure out where they can find the jobs. So people who are looking for the first time, thinking about these things, what would you recommend, like where they should ideally go to?
I think there are two processes to find the jobs on LinkedIn. One through we can see in the job section, we can connect to the HR there that if we go to the job, we will find the HR who is hiring for this role and we can connect with them. And then further, we can do the personalized message to them. If they reply, means they are interested in your profile, so you can further talk and further interview can be scheduled. And the second way is we can go to the company, we can go to the people section and we can go to the who are hiring there. See, they have hiring highlights in the hiring manager, so we can connect to them after they got after our connection is accepted, we can connect to them uh, through the personalized message. And I also connected to the cover letter that you made, the
Hmm.
final cover letter you provided me, like when you finalized, and I made that cover letter and I approached with that cover letter through email. First of all to the
Nice.
HR, and then I did the personalized message in the LinkedIn.
Nice. That's very good to know. I think what people miss these days, Sandeep, is the passion towards directly going and talking to people. As you clearly highlighted, because when you approach them with a cover letter or something like this, you are already highlighting your motivation. Because
Yes.
writing a cover letter itself, I do emphasize a lot, but people in India, like the easiest thing is have one CV which works for all. And working on cover letter, I think as you mentioned, is one of the very good plus point. And do you think networking plays a very important role? Because I think you said that you connected with HRs and all those individuals. Do you think, based on your experience, that networking plays a major role in this?
Yes, networking plays very major role because I connected to so many alums of my Great Lakes,
Hmm.
Great Lakes Chennai and Gurgaon, both the campuses. Those who like they passed away before 2015, so means they are now seniors. They can at least make
Hmm.
my reference way better than with someone who passed in 2020 or 2021. So I approached them. They provided me their email ID and said me that send me your CV and cover letter here. So it was really helpful. I sent around 20 to 30 CV letter and cover
Hmm.
like 20 to 30%. So finally I got this job. It was really like for 1.5 months. So it went like that. It is not that you will get in the first week or second week. You have to
Yes.
go to around 2 to 3 months, then you will get the kind of role you want. Because if I say in this job, it is like the job in this I will be 3 months in India and 9 months I will be in Dubai. So it's the kind
Hmm.
of a dream role for me. Means they will send me on 90 days visa three times for Dubai or Singapore. Maybe it can be any country like in Europe also in US also because
Yes.
they have 12 to 15 offices across the globe. So they can
Hmm.
send me any of the offices. But first of all, for now, after 1 month, they will send me for Dubai for 90 days, and then they will come. I will come back to India. Then they will again send me some other country or maybe same country. So it's
Yes.
like that.
Yes, and Sandeep, it is so nice to talk to you because you're touching so many different topics which are so critical. And for people who are listening for the first time, like let me just summarize few of the details. For example, like as Sandeep mentioned, networking is important. You're not going to get your jobs in day one. You need to work hard for it. As you mentioned, that he continuously applied again and again, approached alums, figured out what exactly is his target list, which helped him to ideally find out right people and then approach them again rigorously. It's a long, lengthy marathon. And as you can see, the fruit out of it. That when you get into consulting firm, for people like me, like I enjoy traveling. I'm not sure about you, something, but I love traveling. And
Same
and
coming for me, sir. Like
and
after
and
1 month.
and consulting is again a very good field because it exposes you across too many cultures, across too many countries. And for people who just want to build their career and think about that, it's a very good opportunity. But as Sandeep said, the journey needs to be consistent. You cannot think about this that you will join something, you will do something in 1 week and everything will fall into place. It's a continuous journey. And as I've highlighted earlier as well, why people like Sandeep succeed, I might play a 5%, 10% factor there, but not more than that because I know the passionate people like Sandeep who actually approach these people, find those things. Yes, I could play as a catalyst, thinking about where to put those things together. But as Sandeep was most passionate about, he led to this particular thing. And now I know Sandeep, I've been asking a lot of different questions. I don't meant to bombard you with another interview, but just for the sake of the people who would benefit from this. Uh, what do you think would inspire people to think about consulting broadly as well? Like, what inspired you to become a consultant?
Like I was always a problem solver when I was working in my first job. I used to solve the problem there only because at that time I was only a BTech guy, not an MBA guy or somebody who had done some professional courses like management consulting. But even then, I used to like to solve the problem on site, like how we can decrease the process, like how we can decrease the cycle time of this process. So I used to solve all these problems there, and sometimes managers also appreciated me for this. And I always had a good quant skill, but only thing I was lagging a little bit in the communication part, so I'm still working on that. So I think that's my major strength of problem solving and the good analytical skills, but little bit I'm lagging in communication. So I'm still working on that skill, soft skills. So yeah. So I think
I,
in the six
yeah,
months, I think in the 6 months of the consulting, I will really improve that because previously I worked in the core industry, so we don't get that kind of client there, that kind of exposure. So yeah.
Exactly, exactly, Sandeep. And I still remember the one conversation which we had on our week two when we were doing this mock drill. And I remember saying that we might need to work slightly on our comms. We might need to think
Yes.
about how we represent ourselves. So it is so good to see that you can recall those feedback. You can still recall where you are, who you are. So it's very good
Yes.
to see. I know we talked a lot about the first part of the discussion, which is why you chose consulting. But thinking about other way around, for the people who interview you, what do you think was the key skills they were looking for as a consultant, not just for supply chain, but as a consultant? And can you give some idea for individuals about the entire hiring and the interview process?
So yeah, so my interview was taken by the vice president of the company, and my case study was like the Ambani has to set up the dairy factory in Jaipur, let's say Jaipur in Rajasthan, because I'm from Rajasthan. So they said me we have to set up the dairy plant in the Rajasthan. So they said me to tell me whole process how it will be distribute, tell me the distribution part, tell me the procurement part, and how will you approach the farmers and the milk those who will provide milk, because ultimately we have to chase the cheese. We have to sell the cheese and butter. So we have to make silos, we have to make pipelines, we have to make a storage room. So every implementation part has to be there because we don't need to see the budget part because our client is a man, so they don't have any fund issues or the finance issues. They have all of that in place. And as Enterer already said, me, you have to go for the implementation, how it will be executed in like the Rajasthan and how it will get a hold of Rajasthan market. So it was that case study. So I approached in that way like how first of all we will source the farmers, from there we will get the milk, then we will make the proper silos according to the amount we need to manufacture. So after that, we will make a proper channel of packing, distributing, and how we will reach to the vendors, the suppliers. So, and we can also implement the ERP software here to know how much quantity we have in our warehouses and how we need to manufacture more. So that's how it can be connected.
Yeah, that's a very interesting thing. Like when you think about case studies, when you think about these interview processes, people think that they'll get some guesstimates. But as you could see that the process has become so natural that the question for your case study could be a very realistic scenario, right? As you said, because it was supply chain, they ask
Yeah,
a
it
very
was from
relevant.
it was from my home state. Like I said that in a
Exactly.
while, then started you are from Rajasthan. So let's have this case study.
Exactly. And that is what I'm trying to say to everyone, that even if you prepare for 1,000 cases, the one which you'll get in interview is going to be 1,001. That is why
Yeah.
try to understand the process, not memorize the formula. So yes, makes sense. And Sandeep, how many round of interviews do you have? Like, can you give some idea on what were the different rounds? Did you had HR rounds or how was it?
It was a two round. The one first was the VP round, president round. It was like 1.5 hour round. It was PMY case study and two other questions, and then it was the HR round. Then it was final.
Okay, perfect. And can you give
The
some
first
idea
round
about, yeah, makes sense, makes sense. Sandeep, can you give some idea about, you said there were a few things outside case studies as well. So can you give some idea on what was it? How
Yeah,
was
the
it about?
PMY, the work experience, yeah, PMY and the work explanation and what you did in the your MBA and how you can relate it. And have you ever worked on any of the ERP software like Salesforce, SAP, Odoo? Like there are so many ERP software that are available in the market. and the company is also providing solution for the Microsoft 365 DX. So
Mhm.
that's why they're asking for that. So
Makes sense. Makes sense. So you're saying that it's a mix of first they'll ask you cases, then they think about who you are and understand better about you. Makes sense, Sandeep. That's how standard process is. One last question. I know I'm bombarding you with questions.
no,
Extremely
no,
sorry
no
for it.
problem, no problem.
But one thing which I believe would be most relevant for people watching this would be that many people join program. Many people do get into consulting. But
Yes.
what do you think how best people who are joining this program could utilize? What do you think they should do the most to get the most value out of this program?
Sir, I have one friend in the same batch I have joined, and I talked to the friend that have you ever taken any one-on-one session? 2.5 months now. He said he
Mm,
has not taken it. I
mm,
won't name the person, but he said he has not taken any. He don't know how to take. And
mm,
up to that now, up to that time, I have taken like 7 to 8 sessions.
mm,
So
mm,
I think one-on-one session is the crux of this course because it will provide you right CV, right LinkedIn profile, right cover letter, right approach to solve a case study, and the where you are lagging. Like you find out the problem in me like after 6, 7 that you are lagging little bit in communication. Your font is good, but you are lagging in communication and the way you have to approach. You have to approach in a right way. You have to communicate it in a right way. So that was it will only get to know after some like 7 to 8 one-on-one
mm.
session. So one-on-one session is the crux of this course. No doubt material is also good, but one-on-one session is like super good.
Good. Great to know, Sandeep. And I think that is what I advise as well. For people who are joining the program, do one-on-one. Be consistent in your one-on-ones. I still remember like every week I used to have at least your name on my calendar that yes, I have a conversation with Sandeep Plant. So that is the best part, like because it is a two-way route. When you talk
Yes.
to someone who is being regular, who is working on the feedback, you always love to give more. And I guess with you, that has been the best part of the journey. And one day, randomly, I was scrolling through LinkedIn. I could see that okay, Sandeep is here. He was
Yeah,
aiming for it,
I,
and
I saw your like and I instantly sent
yeah,
a message. Thank you, sir.
yeah, yes, and it is good to see that fruitful outcome. Sandeep, I know you have already had a very busy day. I don't want to keep you waiting,
No problem.
but thanks a lot for taking time and doing this. And do keep in touch. I like one thing which I love the
Yes,
most is keeping in touch with whoever I've
yes,
talked to in the future. So wherever you are in this world, be in touch, and I'll for
yes,
sure
sir, yes, sir.
talk to you very very regularly. All right.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Sandeep. Have a
Thank,
very good rest of your day.
yeah, thank you so much again, sir.
Thank you. Bye bye, Sandeep.
Bye bye.